We have actually now researched the Centaur D upper stage, but we also need this block DM2 upper stage because the Centaur D, yeah, it's good for sending things to the outer planets, but it doesn't actually have a massive capacity. We need the capacity of the block DM2 into low Earth orbit, so just a bit of a higher thrust stage, I assume, just to put Salyut into orbit of the Earth. That's fine. That should only take 1 month or so to research, so not too concerned. And our ComSat is done next month as well, which is nice. Martian Panorama. A panoramic black and white image of the Martian surface taken by Yolanda Vesta has been widely reproduced across the media. The photograph shows a dramatic boulder-strewn landscape stretching to the horizon. 300 support is always welcome. And we have now researched that upper stage. But we need money, which is why we are doing this. Minus 50% upper stage build cost, but the booster is more expensive. And that's the expensive bit of the rocket. God damn it. Anyway, we're going to spend our money on doing this mission because, you know, this mission is going to give us the money we need. What's the smallest stage we can get away with using? Now we have access to the supplementary SRBs. We can actually launch this thing on a Cyclone booster. Now, I think it only needs 2 SRBs to get this upper stage up onto its trajectory, but we've only researched the 4 supplementary SRBs. We should go back and research the 2. But regardless, it's cheaper than using an R7 Soyuz. That's 1,200. And this is 1,000. We could use an R7 Vostok, but has a slightly lower launch reliability. So yeah, you know what? I think we're going to go for that. It's a slightly longer build time as well, but, you know, regardless, I think we're going to go for this. 97% launch reliability. We'll take every percent that we can get. Let's give it an upgrade. I think just reduce the vehicle cost by a little bit if we can. That is fine. And we are going to name it Rain Ski 4. Voila. Ocon Orbital, because this doesn't give us a science reward, and that reduces the cost even further. So we are cheap as chips. I'm going to save this design, actually, because this is now going to be our new low Earth orbit design. It looks looks a bit janky, if I'm honest. Sort of smushing 2 different launch vehicles together. But that's kind of the fun of this game. It's just designing really cursed launch vehicles. So let's go for it. Get that under construction. Get that built. And then we can get working on our other missions. Let's have a little look at our research. I feel like it's going to be useful, so we're going to grab that and then just double check we're not racing anyone to any of these. Nope, nobody else is going for space station. Nobody else is going for Jupiter, so we're not in any mad rush. It's all good. Let's yeah, get working on those. Aha, beautiful. We have our supplementary SRBs. I don't think we need any of these other launch vehicles just yet. The Buran is certainly tempting me, but now we've got access to the Proton. Let's get doing a bunch more milestone missions. I think if we just start researching these flyby missions and then just launch a bunch of those, just explore the outer planets, be first to as many of those as possible. Because if we all the way out to Uranus and Neptune, yeah, no one's even planning them. So we're going to race for those. We're going to go to Uranus first because funny. Alright, there we go. Let's get researching that. And that'll take, I was going to say a little while, but we have a stupid amount of science, so probably not. Funding review! We should have a bunch more science. Hell yes. Thank you very, very much. Up to the next funding tier. And we actually have our Lunar broadcast mission soon, which is going to launch before Rain-Ski 4, which is exciting. I'm pumped. Uranus lies out in the dark edge of the solar system and is accordingly difficult to study from Earth. This mission would dispatch a flyby probe, which would finally reveal more information about this unusual ice giant. I think just research that and research Neptune. What's the bonus for researching all of these? Minus 20% payload build time for researching Mars orbit and Mars flyby. We could do both of those in a single month at the moment. Then just minus 20% to all of our payload build times. Pretty useful. I'm not going to be able to get working on that for a little while. Let's do that. Let's just get that bonus. Let's do this Mars flyby and Mars orbit. Maybe we should probably do those missions as well at some point. But yeah, just to get that bonus, because that's certainly worth having. Okay, we can get working on Tsiolkovsky 1. Build payload. And then we can also now research the Mars orbit and then get this optimized assembly bonus. Yeah, I wasn't looking at these era bonuses for the longest time, but some of these are really, really worth having. So yeah, let's have a look at some of those. Anyway, now we've got our lunar broadcast mission. Just 4 of our cosmonauts going to the moon. Here we go. Formidable. This is, I think, the hardest mission we have ever attempted. But look at that reward. It's going to be worth it. Here we go. We're going back to the moon. And we don't have a launch escape system. Even though I can see a launch escape system literally on top of the rocket. It's right there. But apparently we can't use it. Who knows why? Maybe it's just there for aesthetics, you know? Just there to look good. But not there to, you know, actually do anything. Oh, look. But the chance of anything going wrong. So low. Let's go for it. A mighty N1. Lifting itself into the sky through sheer spite rather than any competent engineering. That's what we love to see. It's going to be really something when I build one of those in For All Kerbal Kind. I'm so excited. Just really excited for everything from, you know, moon landings onwards and For All Kerbal Kind. It's going to get wacky. But there we go. And we got the L3 as well. But the reliability of the M1 is now really pretty good. Look at that. It's gone up to 90%. And it started at, what, like 40, 50% for the booster? Yeah, no. We are not going to auto-resolve this mission. Because it's going to be a hard one. We painted our Soyuz bright red for luck. The spirit of socialism is carrying them. The wind of revolution sweeping them towards the moon. Right. A bunch of extra crew, which means we can do all of these crew things. Here we go. So we can do manual data collection twice, which gives us a bunch of comms. Doesn't use any power. Yeah. I'm glad for that because we need 18. So we're going to have to do that 3 times and we'll have all the comms we need. But we can only do that 3 times. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. Okay, so I was hoping we could just rely on our extra crew members and just get a bunch of resources without using any power. But we have a bit of extra power anyway, thanks to our crew person. Our cosmonauts bonus. So we're going for a different sort of tactic. We're doing this one. So we get a little bit of everything, but we have a bit of drift. And then what we're doing is boosting the transmission to get a bunch more comms, so even more comms than we would have ended up with before. We end up with a bit of navigation and a bit of data as well. And then we do mission control monitoring, which again gives us more comms, a bit more data, and sort of brings the drift back to the middle. Because, yeah, we're going to have to balance out the 2 drift we get from doing this. And I think this boost transmission one, which also gives us a bunch of comms, is going to be a good way of doing that. So as long as too many of these don't go wrong, and of course immediately things go wrong, we're going to resist that. As I said, we've got a little bit of extra power, which gives us a bit of breathing room. Okay, we can just about do it, I think. If too much doesn't go wrong. So we're doing this boost transmission, which gives us a bit more drift to the right. And then we're doing cosmic dust analysis. And that gives us, you know, a bit more drift to the left. But importantly, it gives us 2 navigation, which is what we're after. And then we can do boost transmission once again and bring it back to the right again. So that leaves us with enough wiggle room to do this controlled burn twice. We also have enough comms, and all we have to do is get 1 more navigation on top of that next turn. So that leaves us enough commands to do it. It took me about 10 minutes to think through every possible combination and come to this conclusion. Yeah, this is a toughie, man. Just very, very limited on the number of commands we have and the number of turns we have. But if we do that twice, that gives us enough thrust. And all we need is 1 more navigation without spending any of our comms. I think the best way to do that is just do that. So it doesn't leave us with the biggest margin forever. But everything else either generates way too much drift or uses comms. So that's our only option. Fingers crossed. Oh, and something's going wrong. Okay, let's see. Can we deal with it? cost an additional 1 data. Oh, we don't need data, so we can accept that. I think. Yeah, that's fine. And that one went well. Oh, and we're good. Right, bonus objective, here we come. Imagine the 50% bonus we're already getting from our mission training, and then getting the bonus objective. Like, we are going to be absolutely rolling in science. And here we are. We're at the moon. Achieve lunar orbit. Hopefully this one's going to be a little easier. Don't think it is, though. At least it doesn't have the thrust resource, which decreases by 1 every turn. But I feel like with 3 turns, yeah, we have 9 commands that we can do here. I might even plan this out on a piece of paper, because this, again, looks like it's going to be a toughie. You know, we probably still didn't need the extra crew member. Though, to be fair, the extra bonuses, I think, alone are worth bringing them along. But we're going to go with that. And the data collection, which gives us a bit of comms. That does offset our drift a bit. Then we get a bunch of data. Then we use said data and some power to get a bunch of navigation. Right, I don't think we can actually do this. I think I've messed something up along the way, but we're going to try and do this orbital plane adjustment to give us a bunch more navigation, then external sensor alignment just to give us a bunch of drift towards the right, and then we've got this flight path control, which just gives us a bit of extra nav, bit of extra data, so that we can do some commands next turn. But unless I think we get some bonus rewards, I don't see us being able to do this, because to get the amount of comms we need, we pretty much have to do that. This is the only command that generates enough comms for us to get to the bonus objective. But of course it uses navigation, which we need. And we need 15 of it. It just brings us 1 too low. If only we had an extra turn. If only. Well. We'll just confirm commands. We'll achieve... Yeah, something's gone wrong as well. Although I think we can afford to resist this. Yeah, we'll just resist it. Oh well. It's fine. You can't get the bonus objective on all of them. I mean, this is literally like the hardest mission we have ever done. So, you know, not getting the full bonus objective, I don't think we can complain too much. I think it's going to be enough to have finished this mission. Look at that though, the LK's blue rather than green. That's certainly interesting looking. Right, let's perform our lunar descent anyway. Yeah, so we're not going to get 50% bonus reward, but we can still aim for 40. Okay, I think that's a decent starting turn. We've got all the navigation we need, most of the data we need. Got a bit of drift to the right. Oh, a bit of bonus resource. Yes, that's certainly helpful. I think you almost have to rely on those if you want to get the bonus reward. But I think going for the extra 50% science on the whole mission, just full stop, was probably worth it rather than just increasing the payload reliability. Regardless though, I want to do this one to bring the drift back under control, so we need a bit of comms. And what gives us the most comms? This one, which produces even more drift. But yeah, I think you can't afford to be like, oh yeah, I'll just cheaply generate some comms or whatever. You know, you have to be generating as much of each resource on every single command as you possibly can. Still, there we go. That takes us up to almost the amount that we need. Thinking actually, do we want to do that twice? Because then, let me think. No, we need to do that at least twice. Which we can take on the data, but we need a bit more navigation. But if we do that twice, then we need 4 comms and 2 nav. I don't know. This might be doable. Really, really thankful actually now. I did bring 4 crew members along because, yeah, we're needing them. The crew ones are the ones with the best ratios of resources. By far. But yeah, we need to get 15, 15, and 5. So this is going to be a little on the complicated side. That knocks our drift A little close to the edge of our safe zone. That's fine. So now I need to get 7 more comms and 1 more data. That works. Cool. So we do the manual data collection twice, which uses all 4 of our crew members. Gives us 8. And then we do a packet transfer. Spend a bit of our access navigation. And voila! Perfect. We did manage it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's very few, very specific combinations that you have to do to get the bonus objectives on these kind of missions. And that's even with, the added bonus of a bit of extra added power at the start and an extra crew member. I mean, this would actually be impossible to get the bonus objective if we didn't bring along that extra crew member. So yeah, I'm very thankful that we did. Regardless though, successful landing on the moon. 3rd time's a charm, as they say. I wonder who it is this time. I forgot who we put in the final slot in the Soyuz. It doesn't really say who actually gets the honor of landing. Regardless though, I believe this was one which had a live TV camera as well, which is why the reward from it was so much higher. Anyway, let's dock back with the command module. Sure, this is going to be similarly difficult. And let's get heading back to Earth. Interesting that the LK is a different color in the cutscenes to what it is in the actual minigame. A little curious. Right, I'm just going to start blasting through these. Not going to keep spending like 10 minutes thinking them out. Trying to get them right. Because, yeah, it's just a surefire way to go mad, isn't it? This one's a little easier. Though I'm not sure why we still have access to 4 crew members, considering there's only 1 on the actual LK. Or perhaps there are 2 now that we upgraded the Soyuz. Who knows? There's like a Mark II LK, something along those lines. And regardless, though, we have to do that to bring our drift back under control. And then we just need a little bit more nav, which we can just do like that. Sorted. I think we might well get that 40%. That's what I'm going for. I guess perhaps you have access to all 4 crew members because it does involve the crew on board the Soyuz as well. See, the Soyuz is red, but the LK isn't blue. Immersion broken. Absolutely ruined. Alright, let's return to Earth. Let's hopefully not trip at the goal line and burn everyone up. This has been an immensely successful mission. We've got almost all of the bonus objectives. Let's not fail it now. 2 to 4 heat every turn, though. This is going to be a complicated one. Although, manual data collection is -3. And since we have 4 crew members, as long as we have enough heat, we can do that twice a turn. So actually, yeah, heat is not going to be a problem. Yeah, as first turns go, that's fine. We'll take that. Ooh. We got a bonus as well. What do we get? A bit of extra navigation. That's always welcome. Oh, and then something goes wrong. Because of course it does. We'll resist that. Can't afford to really be losing any resources when we have so few commands. Cost an additional, yeah, we'll resist that as well. We're burning through our power a little fast, but we have a bit extra, so that's okay. Most of our commands that we're doing as well don't even use power, so that's fine. I don't think we can afford the turn to charge. We'll just take whatever decrease we get. What's this? Output will be reduced, well, we just have to accept it. We can deal with the next turn. I think it's going to be easier to just deal with reduced resources and do a command which gives us more than we need, if that makes sense, than it would be to waste a command on recharging, because if we just don't have enough commands each turn, just not enough turns, because it's such a challenging mission. Okay, so that leaves us with a little bit more than we need, so we can deal with some failures if we have them. So we're doing gyroscopic stabilization twice, which gives us all of the navigation we need, and all the comms we need as well. And then we're just using a bit of excess comms to top our data up. There we go. We're cutting it a bit fine, but that should be okay. As long as nothing goes wrong too badly. Let's see, what's the reduction here? Don't reduce the navigation. Oh, no. That was the one resource we couldn't take a hit on. God damn it. Okay, we're not going to get the bonus. We're going to get a 30% bonus, not 40%. Ah, well. It is what it is. Still complete the mission. And we got a 30% bonus, plus the 50% science bonus, plus this was a ridiculously lucrative mission to begin with. I think we're fine. Man, that was difficult. That was a lot of thinking. We did not have many turns or many commands to achieve our objective there. And we still managed to get 30% bonus objective. So, you know what? I'm very, very happy with that outcome. Let's have a look at these rewards. Oh, yeah. Gimme, 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 gimme. Wonderful. A massive thank you to my patrons and donators for their generous support, and an extra special thank you to Madzor, Peter Lushtinets, The Amazing Steak, Axel Jensen, Delta V, Dennis Klomp, Vermouth, Lady Lagsalot, Simone67, Olaf Hammerhand, Scott Milligan, Nicholas Popkus, World, Wather, Jagnath, Weir, Extra Crispy, Dreister, Lightning Gamer, Elmac, and Nobody Special.